Hi guys, it's Alex from AWC. Today we're doing wash and waffle on our own Porsche 718 Cayman S in Miami Blue. And this is actually our kind of R&D car where we do a lot of development of ceramic coatings. So different panels have different ceramics. And obviously we've done some polishing and other coatings on other parts of the car too. So we'll come through. Obviously I haven't started any of the process yet, but it's very much at how to maintain a ceramic coated car. So we'll start off with the wheels and then we'll go into the paint and then onto the drying. So I've got two products here. I've got our own AWC wheel cleaner and then I've got a pre-wash product as well. Now the wheel cleaner is obviously going to be sprayed onto the wheels and then we're going to leave it to dwell about 2 to 3 minutes and we'll rinse that off. For the arches and the tyres I use pre-wash because it's a little stronger, and then again we're going to jet wash that off. Now all of these wheels have had a ceramic coating too, so they're a little easier to clean than a usual wheel. Again. It's just going to help lift a lot of the greases and the dirts, and especially the salts in the winter months as well. Okay, and just run that along the tyre too. Same again on this wheel. Wheel cleaner onto the barrel and the front of the wheel. Get it into those calipers. And then again, the vehicle's actually quite clean, but because it's winter, there is a lot of dirt on muddy tyres, that kind of thing. So a bit of pre-wash on there is going to help loosen that. Perfect. I work on two wheels at a time. In the summer it's slightly different, but winter's perfect. Gives it the perfect amount of dwell time. And we're going to start rinsing this off now. So first things you'll notice, these are ceramic coated, so the water is beading off the platform, therefore it does the same with dirt. So when dirt's on the surface and we jet wash that off, it then obviously makes a cleaner surface and easier to clean. I'll just show you that again. Pretty nice. So I'll just repeat that process on the second wheel. Perfect, so that's the pre-wash stage done of the wheels, and we'll now do our contact wash, which again I've got just a variety of wheel cleaning bits, the AWC wheel brushes, some soft mitts and some other kind of tyre brushes, and we've got shampoo in here as well just to add some lubrication to the wheel wash. Got a stool this time as well, we didn't have one before, makes it a bit easier. So with a ceramic coated wheel there's not much difference in the actual maintenance, but the thing is it's going to be a lot easier, so I don't have to put as much pressure. I'm going to start off with the barrels, nice and gently, just using the wheel brush to clean the barrel. I can feel the coating on the wheels. It's super slick, therefore obviously again, like I mentioned before, if dirt's on there, that's also going to be on that slick surface, therefore removing far easier than a non-coated wheel. So that's the barrels done, but what we'll probably find is what I call a triangle, a bit of dirt, and this is going to be behind each of these spokes. So therefore I actually come back again with a mitt just to go along the backs, just in case there was anything I missed. While I'm in there, I can do the caliper. Again, these are coated too, so nice and easy to maintain. Give that a rinse, and I can start working on the front of the wheel. Again, a nice slick surface because they're coated. Oh. So once I've completed all the fronts of the wheels, I can just work around the lug nuts, and then he says I've got a brush as well just to go around into the tighter gaps, especially on dirtier wheels. This is going to make all the difference, especially the mud gap that's always in between the tyre. Just tidy that up like that. And then I've also got a wheel tyre brush in here, which I can very carefully, without touching the wheel, just tidy up those tyres. Moving on to the second wheel, exactly the same process. For the sake of the video, we'll do the same as the Hurricane. We'll just do these two wheels and then we'll move on to the paint. Really important to get this wash mitt into all the crevices and the corners, especially into sections like this, because if they're missed, they are going to be quite obvious, especially like we said on a dirtier vehicle. These are super clean alloys, so they don't take too much time, and like you said, with the coating, makes it far easier when we do come to cleaning. And then again, calipers, you can use a brush, so these are obviously a little tighter than the rears, so I can use this mitt to get the top surface off, but then I may need the brush. Just to get into any other areas on there. Using the AWC wheel brush just to get into the barrels again. Again, always nice and safe when you place this into the wheel, because otherwise, if for any reason with any wheel brush the rubber puck as such, the protective puck at the end comes off, you will have a piece of metal, and obviously if you slam that into a wheel, the chance of scratching could be higher than without. Same as before, wheel mitt just at the back, just in case. Just feed that through. Once you finish the wheels, one thing you can do as well, just go around the arches with a mitt. Just finish the arch on this wheel. And then I'll be cleaning that at the end. So once the wheels are done, I'm just going to rinse this off and then we can start working on the paint. Again, water's just dispersing off the wheels really, really nicely due to the coating. And that's those two wheels there done. So next step, again, I'm using that same pre-wash that we used before. Again, this video is based on how to maintain a ceramic coated car. So we want the safest wash if the vehicle's been detailed. Therefore, we're going to use two types of pre-wash, an actual liquid, well, they're both liquids, but pre-wash like this, and then go into snow foam, which is a thicker foam, both liquids. So just a very light spray of this, more so on the bottoms of the vehicle, and we'll just let this work on any dirt or grime that's built up. So last weekend we actually completed a ceramic coating test on this vehicle. When it was new into my ownership in June, obviously I detailed the car and ceramic coated it. However, we've been looking at not changing coatings but trying some new methods to increase durability or increase gloss or beading. So to do that, we've been doing a lot of testing recently, so you may see some of the panels react differently. Some panels don't have a coating anymore, and we're just doing a full test. And this is our development car. It's a really cost efficient product, this, which is ideal, so you don't have to use it sparingly. And like I said, you want to use more on the bottoms of the vehicle where, especially in the winter, there's more build up. So it doesn't need too long to work this, but I'm just going to give it about 2 to 3 minutes, and then again we can rinse off. I've got the new carbon collective buckets provided by IO Detail. So this has got AWC shampoo in here, which is our wash bucket, and then it's got the mitts too, and then this is just pure water. That's all ready, and now we can start rinsing. What you'll probably be able to see on camera is how the water's reactingly different on the rear quarter than it is on the door. So we've got some really sharp beads on this panel, and then on this panel what you'll see is, as I jet wash, we've got more sheeting on here but more beading. So sheeting is where the water comes together and then drops off the paint, leaving less water on there. And then on this side we've got a coating that beads. So two different coatings, hydrophobic and then hydrophilic. Same on the rear, so we've actually got 4 different coatings on here. I'm not going to name them because we're still doing research. Got one coating here, and then a tape line, same on here, a tape line, same on here, and then on the other side. So we've got a variety of different levels of sheeting and beading. Perfect, so that's the initial pre-wash stage done. And now it will be time to use our foam. So again, we're using AWC snow foam. It's just going to foam up the paint. Now this is where, if the vehicle was super grubby, you could complete that pre-wash stage twice. And again, obviously, that's just going to remove more dirt off the paint, but the vehicle's pretty clean today, so we're not going to do that. Very, very nice thick layer of foam today, and I'm now going to go around with a brush. So there's 2 parts to the wash. You've got your actual mitt itself, which is the main thing that most people will do, and then there's also the brush beforehand. So I'm going to grab this out first. So this brush here is just really going to help work around those crevices. Again, you've got to be really light just to reduce any chance of marring. And this is just for around the wheels, around the window surrounds, and any sections of the paint that the wheel may struggle to get into, so especially like the scuttle here. And around the mirrors. Door handles and some intakes on the side. It's just where dirt's going to be sitting, especially if a vehicle hasn't been cleaned in a few months. There's going to be a lot of dirt build up in these areas. Rear badges, just under the spoiler, and then around the rear lights and down by the number plate. Really, really light, no pressure on this, especially because there will be dirt in these areas. And on the lower parts of the car as well, you are going to build up some dirt that you're going to want to rinse out. Same again on this side, just window surrounds. And then down into the scuttle. petrol caps. Haven't got the key, but you would do your petrol cap. There we go. There. And the last section is the front bumper. This is not as cold as the Hurricane video we did with the first Wash and Waffle. All you could hear was me huffing and puffing and moaning about how cold it was. But not today. So front surrounds around the lights. And there we go. So I'm now going to rinse this off and apply a second layer of foam. So while we've been working on the brushing, the foam's actually going to be helping pull off any more dirt that's on the paint that wasn't taken off with the initial pre-wash stage. So now we're going to be going on to the contact wash, which is our 2-bucket method. But one stage that I personally think is really, really important is to add as much lubricant. Well, the stage is the snow foam, but the reason why is again to add more lubrication onto the paint to reduce the chance of swirls and scratches. So now that the snow foam's on, we're going to be doing, like I said, 2-bucket method wash using the new carbon collective buckets. Had the old microphone drop a little bit there. So I've got one wash mitt in here. This is the wash bucket, and then we're going to be rinsing. So how you do a 2-bucket method wash is firstly onto the paintwork. Very, very light motions, no pressure at all, just removing the dirt. And what you'll be able to see there is as I'm pushing this on, the shampoo is actually reacting and dispersing off the paint really, really well, showing that the coatings are working fantastically. And this is one of our test panels. I recommend 1 to 2 panels at a time, and then we're going to dip into the rinse bucket and then back into this bucket, therefore reducing any chance of building up dirt. And always go to a line. So on here, because the vehicle's not too dirty, I'm going to go to the side skirt. If it was dirtier, then I may bring that line up a little bit, which is why I use a separate mitt, which is going to get a little dirtier for them bottom sections. Wipers up is really, really helpful as well for washing, again, especially on vehicles like the full valets we do, where there's always build up and green and algae in these scuttle pans. Just means it's a lot easier to clean out. So just nice and gentle. Again, on a coated car, you're going to be able to see as we go over with the mitt, it reacts and the water disperses. So I've actually got 5 types of ceramic coatings on this car on various panels. Again, just to test what's the longest lasting and the different benefits of each, so that we can advise our customers the best solution. And you may say, why do it? But we've been obviously a CarPro dealer for the last 5 years, so we've got a massive amount of experience with those coatings, but trying out new things as well is always key to kind of being innovative in ceramic coating industry as such. There you go, there's a scientific Alex. Again, 1 to 2 panels at a time. On a dirtier vehicle, 1 panel at a time, and then back to the rinse bucket. Because this was only washed last week, hasn't got much dirt on at all. Front bumpers are where most bits are going to be missed if you rush. So just don't rush, and make sure you use like quite a light mitt. This isn't too heavy, it's the G-Technic one. And it'll make it a lot easier job to get into all the bits. In the summer, you'd want to be looking at using something like CarPro Bug Out, just to help agitate any bugs on the front end. So all glass on this is coated with G-Technic, which is what we've found to be the longest lasting glass coating on the market currently. Got a matching Miami blue buckets today. Not quite. Again, you can see the coating reacting really, really well. Nice and soft, no pressure required. What you'll find with a coated car is the mitt glides a lot better on the surface, which again leads to less marring or chances of any type of scratching on your vehicle. Just the rear bumper to do now. Again, nice and soft, and not going too low because we'll use a different mitt for that. So the reason why we've used 4 different types of coatings on the rear bumper of this is because the rear bumper is the most likely to build up a lot of dirt. So we're actually going to, instead of cleaning this all the time now, we're actually going to try and get this as dirty as possible over the next few weeks / months. And the reason, like you said, more dirt on the back means it's going to be more of the coatings have got to provide more of a barrier of protection against that dirt. So we'll be able to see durability of the beading over the time and all those kind of factors too. Perfect. And now in my wash bucket, I've already prepared quite a clean mitt, as you can see. That's the dirtier one. So something still quite clean and soft, which is where we're going to do the underside of the vehicle. Now, this vehicle does actually have paint protection film too, so there is a self-healing barrier there in the chance of any marring or scratching. Again, one panel at a time, and then rinsed. And with this mitt, you don't want to be going any higher than those side skirts. Again, for maintenance work of coated cars and detailed cars, going over the exhaust is going to keep those clean too. Again, nice and soft. That's all the bottom's done too. Oh. Just forgot I made a cup of tea. It's gonna be nice and cold. Stone cold, beautiful. We'll start rinsing this off now. So now the vehicle's all rinsed off, this is obviously a maintaining of ceramic coating video, so it'd be wrong to not use CarPro Elixir, which is our choice of quick detailer. You can use this wet or dry, but a mix of the two actually works really well. So like this, normally you could use a drying towel. We've been testing out the new Cheon towels recently, and you could just wipe that water off. However, one tip, to add some protection and beading to the coating, we recommend spraying one to two sprays per panel of this on, and then actually drying that into the vehicle to increase the water beading. And that will be a lot easier to dry. And it will also boost gloss and protection. So again, 3 sprays per panel. Nice and soft with the drying towel. And we're just gonna take that off. Just like that, nice and easy. I've got to be careful on the panels that I know we've tried some coatings, because I don't want to be topping anything up to give an inaccurate result for our coating test. So again, there's a lot of water up there. These Cheon towels are pretty impressive. Getting nice and soft with this. So what we find is that a drying towel will never actually get a vehicle 100% perfectly dry, although this Cheon towel is doing a very good job so far. So we will then finish off with our AWC Micro Max Mammy towels to finish. Just gets that perfect dry panel. I'm trying to think of my words as I go around drying. So nice and light with all these motions, that's the main key with any kind of maintenance of a ceramic coating car. You don't want to make the process difficult, because obviously then the chance of you going out on a cold Sunday morning is going to be a lot less. It's such a great colour, this Miami blue. Really nice. So final panel for the first stage of the drying. So this would be a maintenance wash for a ceramic coated car. However, I've still got to do some drying, but on the talk of maintenance of ceramic coatings, this would be more of like a maintenance valet, so very handy for every 2 to 3 weeks. More of a basic wash, although still being safe and using the right chemicals and products for that. And then when it comes to your 6-month time for a coated car, you're going to be looking at a decontamination valet, which is the same process but using iron and tar decontamination products. Again, it's going to boost the gloss, it's going to remove any tar spots, any iron filings, and obviously make that coating refreshed and ready for another 6 months of use. So it is really important when you get a ceramic coated car to maintain it. Regular washing is key, and decontamination every 6 months is a bare minimum. Otherwise your coatings are going to clog up, and this is for any coating across the board, whether it be G-Technic, CarPro, Geon, you know, all the other ones that are coming up on the markets as well. So that's generally a very basic maintenance wash on there. Some of the tips I used was obviously the pre-wash on the arches, the wheel cleaner on the wheels, the different brushes I use as well, 2 layers of snow foam, and the pre-wash beforehand as well to take the first bit of dirt off. And then most importantly, that CarPro Elixir is really going to help with the drying and boosting gloss and protection on top of the base ceramic coating that we've got on there. So I don't want to bore everyone too much with an 1.5 hour long video, so we'll keep this one fairly short, and I'm going to finish off the last bits to myself. But we're going to be doing a few more wash and waffles as well, a few more how-tos, and we've got a really cool project coming in March this year. So if you're interested in any detailing, drop us a call. It's 01702 219 694.